Happy Sunday and welcome back to another episode of This Thing of Ours podcast
where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
and everything in between. And by the time you guys are watching this, I'm going to be in the 30 gang. Gang.
Yeah.
I am 30 years old.
So yes, it is your birthday weekend,
It's my birthday.
birthday month as you call it,
Yes. Means that I act spoiled to Curtis
for the
whole
entire month. And actually, it's like full 2 months, all of June and all of July, the month leading up and the month after.
You mean the month that we're in? Because I don't really celebrate in August.
Well, no, I mean like the full month of it, because your birthday's at the start,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm 30.
Mhm.
And to be honest, I didn't really imagine myself being here at 30. Like I just didn't imagine 30. You
Mhm.
know, because the other day I went to go get a lottery ticket and I got carded. And the guy looks at me. He's like, ID, please. Because I went to a Lotto Max with Encore. So I walk in. I said, can I have a Lotto Max with Encore, please? And he's like, can I have ID, please? And I'm like, okay. So I pulled out my driver's license and I handed it to him. And he's like, no way. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, pull down your mask. Because I was wearing a mask in the corner store. So I pulled it down. He was like, wow, okay. I thought you were 12. I'm like, wow.
12.
I know.
That's a little far fetched, but
That's what he said. He said I thought I look 12. I guess because maybe I didn't have makeup on, but even when I am wearing makeup on, people still say I look at least 16, 18.
Yeah, you do look younger than you are.
Mm.
I would say that, but I don't know if I would say 12.
Yeah.
That's really young.
You know what they say? Black don't crack.
Anyway, so how does it feel? Another year, another decade here on Earth,
Yeah.
and into a new age group or age category.
I feel the same. I don't know. I just feel like people. It's like when you get older, people automatically expect, oh, I'm supposed to feel wiser. I mean, I do. I feel like from my 20s, like we already did a video on that, lessons that we learned. I feel like I'm gonna take that into my 30s, but to be honest, I feel like there's so much more I want to accomplish in my 30s. So I'm really looking forward to this year and, the more years to come.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually really excited to see how my 30s plan out. Because when I
Mm-hmm.
turn 40, I'm going to be like, things I learned in my 30s. You know what I mean? And I just hope I'm where I want to be by then,
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward for it.
Yeah.
And
No.
I'm grateful that I got to see 30 or that I'm getting to see 30, I should say.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it is true. Like, as time goes on, we don't, I feel like we almost forget to be grateful sometimes of the little things in life,
Mm-hmm.
And just, reaching another age, like another birthday,
Yeah.
like that is a blessing because
Mm-hmm.
there are people that don't get to every
Yeah.
single year.
Yeah.
Like every day, there's someone that doesn't get to.
Get to see their next birthday
Mm-hmm.
or doesn't get to see another holiday with their family members. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why I take birthdays very seriously. I take every day seriously now that I'm older. I think about I'm grateful, that I still have some of my family members here, and they're alive, and they're healthy. We can spend together again. COVID restrictions are up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy that I get to spend some time with them. And it's funny that you said the little things too, because as you guys know from last week, I told you guys that I started biking. And if you guys haven't seen that episode of dealing with negativity, with dealing with the internal critics and the external critics, here's what you missed.
Remember your or started and gave up after not seeing results right away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep a positive mindset. And even when negative thoughts do come up, I try to just think of like, why did I even want to start in the first place? Like, remember your why is basically the only way to.
I feel like I took the most for granted almost every day is getting to my destination and
Yeah,
back safely. Like I got to work safely, and on my way back, I'm like, I really hope I get home safe,
yeah, yeah,
you know? And I feel like that's something I really took for granted before, and now that I was biking, I realized, you really hope no one's texting or
yeah,
no one's looking for directions, looking down for their coffee, because a slight little blink somewhere, that distracts you, a driver can automatically go into the biker's lane because there's nothing really stopping
yeah,
drivers from going into that lane. So that's one thing I feel like I am so grateful for, is that I get to my destination and then I get back safely.
yeah,
hmm And maybe this is what we can call this podcast, is like almost like the art of being grateful, show gratitude. And I'm
yeah.
not just talking about, gratitude towards the universe, because I know that that's a thing. Like I think it's called the Book of the Secrets or something
The
like that.
secret manifestation, all those things, right?
Yeah. But
But
like the first thing that I was doing was saying, thank you, God, that I literally got to my destination and back safely. Like, it doesn't matter, I think, of who you're saying you're grateful to or who you're showing gratitude to, because I show gratitude to God. And when I say universe, I combine them both.
yeah,
Like, because I believe God did create this universe, so I feel like I'm talking to him, even though I say universe sometimes, or I'll say God. I feel like I'm interchanging the
yeah,
words.
kind of the same meaning to you as long as you're showing that appreciation.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah.
So what do you think you're grateful for? Or do you think you take for granted that you're like, I'm really grateful because you're also in your 30s now. So
Mhm.
looking back, what do you think you're grateful for? Or you are continuously grateful for?
I don't know. I am guilty of it at times. Like there are a lot of times where I don't show as much gratitude as I should
Mm-hmm.
for the little things in life. Like I feel like when we want something so bad, right? We almost forget that once we get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
how bad we wanted it. Because there's a lot of things in life that I have now that I wanted in the past, and now that I have it, it almost seems like it's not enough
Mm.
at times.
Yeah.
Like we're always trying to strive for the next thing, and then we forget to show appreciation for the things that we wanted
Mm-hmm.
but now have,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like it's a lot of the little things, just like living in the house we're living in, driving the car I'm driving, being with like I found you, right? And you're good to me and we get along good, and still having a lot of my family around, and all those little things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of time I don't show as much appreciation as I should, but as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that it's not really the big things in life, it's all the little things that we need to show
Yeah.
appreciation for. Because the big things, I feel like we do show appreciation for,
Mm-hmm.
um, but we forget the small things
Yeah.
because they're a lot of them, they happen on a day to day. Like just having food in the fridge
Mm-hmm.
is something to be grateful for. Keeping the lights on is something to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
um, because there are people out there that are struggling and don't have those things,
Mm-hmm.
right?
You're right, because I do feel like sometimes the little things do go unrecognized,
Mhm.
and I often feel like I'm not showing enough gratitude for that. Like even hearing and the vision, things like that, like all the little things that add up, our daily routine,
Mhm.
that that things that we do. So being 30 and entering into this, I was like, wow, like I'm here. Cause I told you like earlier, like I didn't think, I was hoping to get to 30, but I never really imagined myself being 30 and being like, okay, this is actually where I am right now,
Mhm.
Because a couple years ago, even just last year, I wasn't 100% happy. I don't want to say 100% happy because I don't think anyone is 100% happy. I think we are just content, I think sometimes. But I was really, really sad, and I couldn't figure it out why I was so sad. And I was in a different mindset a couple
Hmm.
of years ago. And now that I look back, it's like, well, I'm really grateful everything came together,
Hmm.
because, the prayers and, praying to get certain things that I want in life or aiming for certain things and having them not come true in the moment and realizing that over time some of them have come true now, and I've been wishing and wishing and wishing, but at the same time I've noticed, like you said, you overlook these small little things and it's like, oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, yeah, like I had that. I prayed for that and I got it
Hmm.
without really thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that.
No, it's true. A lot of times we want something so bad, but then as time goes on, we don't get it right away, and we forget when we do actually achieve it,
Mhm.
or it just happens to come about in our lives through different paths that we take. We forget that we even wanted it in the past and how bad we wanted it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, like even just looking at this podcast and this YouTube channel, right?
Mhm.
Like when we first started it, we got a few subscribers, and we were grateful for that, but we never really imagined it actually growing this fast.
Yeah.
And
You have 86?
86
You
subscribers
have
now, yeah.
86 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing.
Hmm.
That is awesome. You are right. Like that is one big thing. And I'm not taking for granted because every single time, every Sunday I look at our analytics and I'm like, "Holy moly, we have a whole new subscriber." And I get super excited. And I don't take that for granted because you guys don't have to watch us. You guys
Yeah,
don't have to listen. You guys can watch another video, but you guys click on this video and like we are 100% grateful for you guys just even watching,
yeah,
hitting that like button, the little things we are so grateful for because having not just you believe in your dreams but having someone else see it almost like a vision of what we're trying to build and they like us. I'm like, holy crap. Like this is awesome. So I am like I'm so grateful. I am so grateful for you guys
hmm.
and the platform that we're building.
Yeah. No, it is true. It's a nice feeling when you see people actually subscribing and liking the videos, because we do put, a lot of work and thought into these,
Mhm.
and a lot of time it's just us having a discussion, but we there is a lot of work that goes into it,
Yeah.
and it's nice to feel that appreciation and know that people actually like us and the content we're creating, right?
Mhm. Never. I don't think I can ever take that for granted because this has been a dream, and
Yeah.
I talk about this on a daily basis. Like
Yeah.
we talk about this on a daily basis.
Yeah.
How can we improve the podcast? When are we going to start the vlog process of it and different things like that? Like all the little things that we think of that we come together and we're like, something that we're creating is going to be absolutely beautiful to
Yeah.
us, and the fact that you guys hopefully see that it's beautiful and it's worth your time means a lot because
Yeah.
time is something you can't get back, right? And that's another thing that we are totally grateful for
Yeah.
is the time.
No, it is. Yeah, that's very true. And that's something that a lot of people do take for granted. And I've been guilty of it. I still am guilty of it. But just coming home and not using our time wisely some nights, I'm
Hmm.
like, the next day, I'm like, why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do that? And instead, we sat around and watched a movie, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And just because like time just passes, like you said, we're never going to get that back.
Yeah.
So if you can, like, maybe it's not something you want to achieve, but spend a little bit of time with family
Yeah.
or spend a little
Hmm.
bit of time with friends, play with your pets or your dog or whatever you have.
Be grateful while they're here. Is that what
Mhm.
you're trying to say?
Basically, yeah. So just use your time wisely and enjoy it. Enjoy every moment, because life just passes you by. Like like you said, like you couldn't imagine yourself actually getting to 30, but when I look at it, it actually went really fast.
Mhm.
Like just a few years ago, I feel like I was just entering into my 20s.
Yeah.
Like I actually do feel that way. Like where did the time go? What did I do over the years? And I have to actually think about it and reflect back like, wow, I actually did a lot, but in the moment,
It
I
doesn't feel like it.
no, in the moment it doesn't feel like it until you actually sit down,
Mhm.
you know, and ignore the the things that are distracting you in life
Mhm.
and actually reflect on your life and appreciate the little things that have come to pass throughout your throughout the years, right?
It's true. I thought 2003 was only like 3, 4 years ago, and I'm still listening to music that came out back then. And I'm like, yeah, it happened 2003. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap, we're in 2022. Like, I'm thinking of the very
Hmm.
first Spider Man with, what's his name, Tobey Maguire. When that
Yeah.
movie came out, I think it
Yeah.
came out in 2002, I think. But it
I'm
doesn't
not sure.
matter. Like, you know how long ago that movie came out? Like, that's
I know.
insane.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking that far ahead. I literally think, oh yeah, the first Spider-Man came out 2 years ago. No, no, it didn't. It didn't, Amelia.
No.
Like,
No. A lot has happened in those years since then.
mhm. A lot of changes,
Hmm.
and seeing, like, I used to go to the States all the time to see my grandmother and like my family there, and like I haven't seen them in a while, but it's like when I talk to my mom about, oh yeah, yeah, remember when we used to go, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like remember, it wasn't even like it was last week, it was years ago.
Yeah.
Even looking at pictures, and that's one thing I love about this YouTube platform is that you can look back on the videos that you've created
Yeah.
and be like, wow, that's where my mindset was like, oh wow, that's what I used to look like. Oh, what happened to my shirt? Did I give that to my sister? Like, you know what I mean? It's the small little it's those things that
Yeah.
I love about just creating videos.
Hmm.
It's even looking back on this podcast on our very first one where we did how we met.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I wear my hair like that? I'm like, oh yeah, remember when we did this? And I totally forgot to mention, a certain part that happened. I'm like, oh man, I should have said that. Because I remember when this and this happened.
Yeah.
But I love that we can look back on those videos and be like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely our old vlog channel. Like,
Yeah.
I love the fact that you look totally different. Like, you don't even look the
Hmm.
same. You had no little beard going on. And you look totally different. But I love the
Yeah.
fact that we have that to look back on and be like, wow, okay, this is where we were.
Yeah.
No car, we were walking to school. We were in school, staying late nights,
Yeah.
trying to, graduate and different things like that. Help my first tarantula.
You can do it.
I touched the mag. It moved. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Sorry. It's okay.
Do
Like,
you still have that picture of me passed out in the chair while
I
we were
do.
doing homework?
I'm pretty sure I do.
If you can find it, post it up on YouTube on the video here. But yeah, no, it's true though. A lot of the things that have happened in our past, sometimes we actually need that reminder because we actually forget a
Hmm.
lot of the things that have happened that we should be grateful for or be happy that that happened. Little lessons that life has taught us. But no, the remembering is sometimes hard
Hmm.
because so much stuff does happen that we forget all the things that actually did happen.
Yeah. And I want to
So
touch on that, but kind of like change the direction of what you just said. One thing I'm so grateful for is learning to forgive.
mm,
Learning to start to forgive.
yeah.
Because I feel like I never Amelia was toxic. Okay, like I was toxic back then. I really think so. Like, you guys heard this quote before about, God forgives, I don't. Like, that was something that constantly replayed in my younger self. And I'm
Mm,
looking back on that quote. I was actually showering. And I was like, why did I even really take part in that quote? That quote is so toxic to me. God forgives, I don't. Which is totally toxic because I feel like when you start forgiving, you start feeling grateful
mhm,
and you just seem happier.
Yeah.
Like I'm grateful that I've learned from a lot of lessons, whether from people or, situations that I've been in. I had to forgive people.
Yeah.
I feel like, I wasn't grateful at the time, but I am grateful now that those things did happen. If it wasn't for, me starting to read the Bible and watching different churches online and just trying to learn how to forgive, finding God, I feel like I wouldn't be grateful. I wouldn't be as grateful as I am today, because finding God really helped me
Hmm.
with finding art and forgiveness and, being grateful for the little things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to take the turn because you were like, it's a memory. You mentioned something about a memory.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say that because that part means a lot to me. Because not everything happens that is bad with somebody. Sometimes you just grow apart,
Hmm.
right? And sometimes something does bad happen, but then you grow apart and then you hold grudge against someone,
Yeah.
So it took me a long time to learn how to forgive and how to start to forgive. But I feel like once I started finding God, I started finding peace, and then I started finding gratitude, and then I started finding happiness. So I feel like everything kind of lead into
The
who I am
next. Yeah.
today, and I'm so grateful again for that.
Yeah.
So, and that's a memory.
Yeah. No, forgiving is a big thing. Like, it's a big weight off your shoulders. Um, and it allows you to be grateful for that experience because even if it is a negative experience
Mm.
or parts of it were bad, there's always lessons to be learned.
Yeah, you always say that. There's always
Yeah.
lessons, Amelia. There's always lessons to be learned in a negative experience.
Yep. No, it's true though. It's very, very true. Like, no matter how bad the situation may have seemed,
Mm-hmm.
there was a reason you experienced it, and you're wiser because of it.
Yeah.
Like, now you can avoid that in the future,
Mm-hmm.
or,
You recognize signs, but
yeah.
it's not just that. It's like you just feel grateful that you're no longer in that
Hmm.
situation. You feel grateful that you're able to forgive and move on, and you're no longer holding on
Yep.
to what have could have been, whatever it is, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I feel like I was saying like one of those tongue twisters. But yeah, it's a grateful feeling, And I'm not saying I'm perfect at forgiving, because
Yeah.
your girl can still hold some grudges.
Hmm.
Like when Curtis ate my snacks the other day.
But you're learning to forgive.
I am learning to forgive, and I'm grateful that I'm allowing myself to do that,
Yeah.
So
And what snacks are you talking about? Which ones did I eat?
my chocolate covered almonds
Oh.
from Bulk Barn. I only had a little bit left, and I'm like, I'm expecting after work, I'm gonna come home, like, I'm gonna eat my chocolate covered almond. When you hype yourself up for eating something that you still have, like a leftover or something. Because I remember a couple years ago when we were in university and you ate my lunch. I was all excited after my biology class. I'm like, I'm starving. I'm gonna go to my locker, eat my lunch. I get to my locker, my lunch is done. I'm like, who ate my lunch? See what I mean by I said I'm learning to forgive?
All those emotions are coming back up.
Yes. Yes, they are.
It's funny though how you showed yourself kind of dancing into the kitchen.
Yeah,
I can imagine you actually doing that because you do that.
I do.
You're all excited. I'm gonna go eat my chocolate covered almonds. Dancing into the kitchen.
I'm like, where are they? I know I had like a couple left, maybe a handful left. I'm looking, moving like the cereal boxes. I was trying to hide them. 'Cause I knew if he found them, he might have eaten them. So I'm like, I don't want to take chances. I texted him like, "Did you eat my chocolate?" It's in caps. He's like, "Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was looking for a snack." I'm like, "Oh." Even though you had chocolate covered raisins,
Mhm.
but it's okay. I'm learning to forgive.
Can always get more. But no, I understand. You wanted them right then and there,
Yes, but
and they
it's
weren't.
okay. It
Yeah.
is what it is. I just find it funny because we're talking about forgiveness and the art of showing gratitude and things like
Mhm.
that. So, yeah, that was a little side off topic, but it just made me smile and I wanted to just share.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell the world you be eating my stacks out here.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you guys are grateful for,
Mm.
or things that maybe you should be more grateful for, because I feel like showing gratitude is very important. It shines a lot of positivity on life,
Yes, it
right?
does.
And it does make your days easier. I don't know.
It
I
gives you hope and
Yeah.
faith, basically kind of like looking into the future a little bit and be like, I really prayed for this,
Hmm.
and it's almost, you're already showing gratitude, I feel like, when,
Well, you don't have it yet, but
yeah.
when you show gratitude for the things that you already have that you wish you had in the past, life will present you more opportunities to get the things that you want in the future. I feel
Mm.
like you're trying to say, no?
Yeah, I think showing gratitude, it almost prepares you for the future and what you want. And it also, puts tests your faith,
Hmm.
to see how bad you want certain things. Like, they always say, pray and then remember when you get it, and then say show gratitude to God once you receive it, and don't forget to say thank you once you receive it.
Hmm.
And it's true. Like I said, I'm grateful to see 30.
I want to kind of follow up on what you just said, though, because there's something else I watched or I read. I don't remember exactly, but it was basically saying how, like, if you don't show appreciation or gratitude for the things you have now,
Mhm.
why would life really want to give you more? Why would God want to give you more if you're not going to be grateful for it?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I feel like that is very true. And when I read that or watched it, I was like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, why would life present you more to be ungrateful for?
Mhm.
Right?
Do you also think that it could be you're not seeing um the things that you should be grateful for, and that's why you feel like maybe life doesn't present you more things to be grateful for,
Maybe. Yeah.
because we're so focused on the negativity,
Yeah.
and that's why we don't see it. And
Hmm.
that's why I mentioned in the last podcast, when you concentrate on yourself, you start seeing all the blessings and you wish good upon other people, and then you go about your own way, you start seeing your blessings that God is showing you because you are showing gratitude, right?
Hmm.
So, that also has to tie back into our last podcast
Yeah.
about just, not wishing evil or bad upon people, because you're just putting so much negativity out there,
Yeah.
and you're not really concentrating on how you can be better. And then you constantly watch them still praying, still hoping that they fail, but you're missing out on what God wants for you. That's
Hmm.
that's how I see it.
Yeah. You're missing out on your blessings when you're focusing on other people.
Yeah, on their
Yeah.
failures.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, "Oh wow, okay, congrats! Like she worked hard for this." I'm not jealous. I think it should just be something
We
that,
can all succeed in life.
yeah, I think there's more than enough room
Hmm.
in life to succeed.
Yeah. It's true. And a lot of time it's hard to see that. And we have to remind ourselves that we can all get what we want in life as long as we put the work in
Hmm.
and show appreciation along the way, that we're reaching little milestones as we go.
Yeah, and what's that quote? It's like the things you take for granted, other people wish they have, and they won't
Yeah.
show gratitude for what they have.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's true.
I think about that quote a lot. Like Curtis mentioned earlier, we would love to know some of the things that you guys are grateful for. Is it to see another birthday? You get to go home and see your kids. It's the little things that I think we take for granted, but we are grateful for,
Hmm.
really and truly. Because
Yeah.
if it was taken away from us, we would be like, wow, it would devastate us. Then I think to myself, damn, like I wish this and this could happen again.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys are grateful for, the small things, the big things, whatever it is. And yeah, your girl's about to go home, spend some time with family, eat some ice cream cake,
Yep.
and
What kind of ice cream cake?
I don't know what time it is. If I'm Dairy Queen, shout out to Dairy Queen for the best ice cream cake in the world.
Yes, you always get your ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Yes,
Yes.
every year that is my birthday cake.
What's your favorite part?
The middle.
The middle.
If you guys eat ice cream cake, what is your best part of it? I know y'all gonna say the middle. It has to be the
It
middle.
has to
You
be.
can have vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, whatever store. It has to be the middle. The fudge part,
Mm.
good. It's so good. Love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But yeah,
So we got 2 hours ahead of us.
2 hour trip. Yep.
And thank you for watching as always. Go spend some time with the fam, and we will see you guys in the next podcast next Sunday. So, once again, happy Sunday. Thank you for watching. We are 100% grateful
Yep.
for you watching this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that every Sunday you get one. Yeah, because this is where we will be.
Yep.
All right. So happy Sunday, guys. Happy Canada Day. Happy Independence Day to America. I'm not sure if
That's in
anywhere
a few
else.
days though. They have that on July 4th. No.
Yep, that's on
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah. So I hope I apologize if I missed any other country's
Yeah.
Independence Day, but happy Independence Day or whatever holiday it is that you guys are celebrating. Hope you guys are spending with loved ones, and it's just a great time.
Hmm.
So thank you
It's a
again for
great
tuning
time to be
in.
grateful.
Yes, it's always a great time to be grateful. All right, happy Sunday, guys.
Take care.
Peace. And a whole bunch of cars that are like just whipping past me. Oh my gosh. What do I do? And the entire time I'm saying, okay, Amelia, turn around, bike home, call an Uber. You can do this. Go home. We were ready for this. We'll be ready on Monday.